According to an American survey conducted in 2016 by Rent.com, 38% of renters had called it quits with their live-in friend or significant other at some point in their renting lives. Of those, 61% stayed a month or longer, and 13% stayed over a year. A later survey from 2019, and this time conducted in the United Kingdom by the Direct Line Insurance Group, tells a story of 9 million Brits who were trapped with their ex. Of these, 1 in 10, or 1 million, had continued living with their ex for over 10 months, and 1 in 25, or 340,000, was still living with them. Then, of course, came COVID-19, which has caused people who would otherwise have broken up with their partner to prolong that decision, and couples who had broken up with each other to move back together, and perhaps even get back together. This video post is for all those people, and anybody else who finds themselves living with their ex right now but isn't finding it easy. Regardless of your situation, if you're living with your ex and you're finding it difficult, the first thing to do is get your support network in place. And this is especially important if you're feeling alone and isolated. A good place to start with that is explaining the situation to your closest friends and family and asking if you can count on them to be there for you should you need them. In fact, research has shown that just knowing people will be there can be enough to sustain us through the difficult moments in our lives. It's also true, however, that in some cases you may require a level of professional one-to-one guidance, which your friends and even the breakup plan are unable to provide for you. If this is the case, you might consider a therapist. Though before you make that decision, please make the most of the information in our blog posts and the resources area. If you're living with your ex for any reason, there are important conversations you should be having with them. Foremost among these, if it's applicable, will be the well-being of any children you share your home with. And in this respect, the first thing you should do is check out our blog post titled Doing What's Best for Your Children, if you haven't done so already. If you've seen that post or you don't share your home with any children, the next thing to think about are the house sharing practicalities which have to be dealt with once you and your partner break up. And as you'll be the catalyst for these conversations, you'll not only take back a noticeable measure of control, but, in many cases, reopen lines of communication that may have been recently closed. This too is so important, regardless of the situation, if you're going to make that situation work. And trust us, if you are living together, you will have to make the situation work. Otherwise, all you'll be doing is making things even harder than they need to be. However, before you have those conversations, you'll need to think about exactly what it is you want to discuss and exactly what it is you want to achieve. The house sharing aspects of this conversation will be the focus of what follows in this post.